You see that 12 ring I just shot with my PSE bow? You want a PSE bow? I'll tell you what, I'll give you a PSE bow. All you gotta do is like, subscribe, and comment on the channel. If you do that, we're gonna give one away. And if you do that, you're entered to win. Simple as that. Like, subscribe, and comment, guys. Well, guys, it's food plot season. You know, we're in that springtime right now, whether you're planting spring food plots, whether you're planting, you know, you're planning to plant something in late August. There's something that you should keep in mind that a lot of companies are tricking you with. I've seen it for years and years, and actually I hate to say this, but I feel like the majority of seed companies are doing these things, and there's more than one thing that they're doing, and it does directly impact the amount of success that your food plots are having, the germination rates, the things, you know, the amount of seed you're getting, and all these other things. So there's a couple of areas of emphasis that I want to touch on, and we will go over those. So one of the first things that come to mind is coating seed unnecessarily. So what I mean by that is there's certain seeds that do need inoculants and they do need coating. But what some of these other companies are doing is they're coating all of their seed for drought resistant, you know, drought resistancy and things like that. So basically, it's their way of putting a really cheap byproduct on top of these seeds and selling you less seed. So now a 4-pound bag, maybe if it was uncoated, could get you up to a quarter acre to a half acre, depending on the blend. But now it only gets you 1/8 of an acre and it still weighs the same. So you're actually getting less seed per bag. So keep an eye on that. If you guys are buying radish seed, and I'm not going to name that company, but I've seen it, and your radish seed is the size of a pea, I'm here to tell you your radishes are not the size of a pea. The seed is not. It is like a grain of salt. So think how much room that took up in the bag. They filled that bag up to 4 pounds with the majority coating, a clay byproduct, just drought resistant scam. I'll just say it, it's a scam. A lot of these products, seeds, do not need an inoculant, do not need a coating to thrive and survive. Some do, most don't. So with that being said, there are a couple other things that I look for when buying seed. I read the back of the bag. A lot of you guys never realize that the back of the bag says something that'll help you realize how good this seed is. One of the main characteristics that I look for is how much inert matter is in a bag of seed. What is inert matter? Beats me. Inert matter doesn't grow. Inert matter is not seed, so when they're adding a bunch of inert matter and I see 20, 30, 40% in a bag, that's 20, 30, 40% of nothing that's gonna grow. So if you're seeing a lot of inert matter on that back label, you're getting scammed once again, and therefore you're not gonna get the product that you're hoping to get, not in the amount of area that you'd like to get it in, and you're just not gonna get the results that you'd like. So pay attention to that back label, and you can also dig into that a little bit deeper and see what's on that back label. You know, it says it's a radish blend, but it might be 10% radish and 90% grasses that you've never heard of. So like I said, it's a little bit of a money game for them. They want to get away with putting, you know, as little amount of seed, sometimes I hate to say it, in a bag and sell you it for the same price for a lesser amount of acreage. So that's one thing I would definitely recommend keeping an eye out for. Read that back label of a bag. The other thing, and the last thing that I want to bring up of this, what I'll call the top 3 ways, or whatever you want to call it, that these companies are kind of tricking you, is the fact that some of these companies are very large, and they're large for a reason. It's because you buy their seed. But when they're so large to a point where they have a lot of stock, physical stock in seed, they don't always sell it all. So what happens? It gets pushed back on the shelf. Maybe the new seed gets put in front of it, and even the people who are stocking it at the stores don't know how to properly stock it and put the older stuff to the front. So what happens is, for every year that you know, it gets a little bit older and older and older, you lose germination rate. So some of these seeds that you might be buying on a fresh new bag from your local store, online, or anything like that, might be 3 years old. And at that point, you lost a lot of the germination rate. If you lost a lot of the germination rate, food plot success goes down the drain. And when it goes down the drain, so does your chances of killing a buck over it. So sometimes these bigger companies have older seed. These smaller companies, sometimes, we got to be careful with who we're talking about here, sometimes these smaller seed companies end up putting seed that is harvested from the spring in a bag during the summer to sell for the fall. Now, if that seed is only a couple months old, the germination rate through the roof. And if the germination rate's through the roof, we got a good food plot. So it's something to pay attention to. How fresh is the seed? Are they coating it? How much inert matter is in a bag? So those are a couple of the things that I would recommend you guys look for when buying food plot seed. And if you like these tips, if you like any tips that we're dropping, make sure you're liking and subscribing. That's how we grow. That's how we keep the content coming for you guys. So like and subscribe.